news. She stayed up for some time as well, giving the report in French and in Creole as well. Milia is on now. Milia, good evening.
Good evening to you, Ivan. Good evening to listeners of DBS Radio.
And of course, Hazari is here as well. I'm sure Hazari would want to say hi to you.
Don't forget me, Milia.
Hello, Hazari. I see you keeping Ivan company.
Yes.
Definitely hope you're doing well and keeping safe.
I am well. I'm sheltering the storm.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So you're in Trafalgar now?
I am in Trafalgar. I'm at home. Well, that's where I've decided to weather the storm. It may seem like a cliche now, but the condition somehow, well, right now has deteriorated a lot compared to a little earlier. And as we know that when I heard the report from Mr. Shillingford that within about the 5 o'clock advice that within 2 to 3 hours we will be feeling, the blunt of things. And, since then it has been that. Just to give a report as to basically what's happening in Trafalgar right now, the rain is pouring, for lack of a better word. It's pouring, and it's also windy. A little earlier when I came from work, I went up the road and I noticed that, I appreciate the fact that I saw a few families, who had gone for shelter at the Trafalgar Primary School. I was really impressed with that. Some people made, the preparations and decided, that they want to leave, actually go to the shelter very early. But as the day, progressed, things started getting a little worse. In fact, there is a road that was cut not too well, basically near my house. About 50% of the parish has been washed away, and from what I understood, we are expected to get a lot more rain in the coming hours. So I'm not sure what the condition of that road is going to be come dawn. A little earlier, just about when they gave the 5 o'clock advisory, it was really gusty. I have an app on my phone where I can actually measure, the force of the wind. So I actually went in the driveway, and it measured about 36 miles per hour at the time, and that is basically near a tropical storm force. So that was the situation at the time near 5 p.m., but it has gotten worse since then. I also noticed that along that time, 5 o'clock, I'm not sure if some people took that as an alarm, when it was actually that gusty. I saw a few people actually making their way to the near church, which is Seventh-day Adventist, which is...
Wow, we lost Milia. We'll hope to regain contact with Milia Joseph from Dominica. Well, of course, calling from Trafalgar, Milia Joseph. Was a bit distracted there for some time, but we're going to make efforts to re-establish contact with Milia as she can wrap up that report for us. Good, Matthew, so you continue to look on the outside and you continue to monitor what's going on. What can you tell us?
Yes, I just want to tell callers, or you as well, that you're going to be experiencing callers being going to cut off because you might have lines fallen, and that's a problem. So you're going to be experiencing that. I also want to tell callers that we have many frequencies. We have the 88.1 and 89.5. Right? You could tune in. If you lose that, you could go to 104.7 and 104.1. And in the east area, Marigot area, you have 103.5 and 103.1 in Grand Bay area. So these are the those are the frequencies that you have to tune in to listen to DBS, and it's just important that to reiterate that listeners can tune in to get DBS, because sometimes we may just lose a frequency, so you can just try to get another one. Especially the 104.4 and 104.1 and 104.7. It's actually located in the Portsmouth area, but it serves some parts in Roseau. And
yes, because someone called from Roseau and she was excited at the time because she was getting 104.7.
Yeah, when we lost the 88.1, some people could tune into that frequency. So I just want to alert the listeners that they could do that as well. And
as you said, of course, earlier, in times like that, the telephone lines can be compromised.
Yes, you can be compromised, and you could give them the overseas number because the last time we had a storm, that was Storm Erica. That was the line that was really effective.
Okay.
I don't know why this was working for we could make contact with. We could get DBS through that number. So I just like to let listeners know that that could work as well.
Okay.
If the 448-3284 is giving problems, because you may just have to use the overseas line, and you could tell them the number.
The number, right? So it's 305-432-9744. Okay, so 305-432-9744. You may not be aware of that number in terms of you have not been calling it because you're right in Dominica, so you have had no reason to call. But know this number from now: 305-432-9744. It will come in handy, especially in this time. Someone is calling that number already. So the telephone I go. Good evening, DBS Radio.
I want a good evening. What's going on?
Moving Paul, how are you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm just out here monitoring what's going on.
I'm concerned,
I'm very concerned, man. I mean, this thing I'm understanding is going to be really hang over Dominica within the next hour or so. And I just want to, I'm hearing already flooding of rivers and some people, in some areas of concern. And I just want to say, that people should, ensure that they're safe, man. At this stage in our development, we can't afford to lose any lives. I mean, we don't have control of our infrastructure being damaged, but the best we can do is to ensure that everybody is safe. I just want to encourage people. I just want to let people who are able to listen know that we over here, we're tuned into DBS, and we understand DBS for the sterling job that they continue to do. Thank you, Ivona, and the entire team, Kurt, and all the guys. And, we just want to thank the Prime Minister for his leadership. We've been monitoring all his press statements. The ministers have been calling and staying abreast and keeping people informed. Just want to let them know that we have our own issues over here dealing with, but at the same time, Dominica is home and our heart is there. And we're paying close attention and just want everybody to be safe, ensure that they're safe. So when this thing passes, at least we can breathe that there's no loss of life. Just want to thank you, everyone, for the great work that you guys are doing.
Thanks for that. Thanks for the strength, man.
All right, bless up, man.
Okay, and you take care.
All right.
All right. Okay, it's already 7:30 in the studios of DBS Radio, and we continue the music as well as we continue the information. Here's one now from the Point Michelle Cultural Group. Let me say good evening to all the folks up there in Point Michelle. Gerard George again, we say all the best as you celebrate today. Do we tell you happy birthday? Of course we tell you happy birthday. Enjoy it as much as you can. Yes, Rosari. What a day to have a birthday. I know.
That is
September 18, 2017, you always remember. Well, of course, you must remember your birthday, but there's something about today. Yeah.
That is something, but I guess you just have to make the most of it, even if you may not have electricity and water and whatnot, but you do have life,
I tell you.
And you have your loved ones and whatnot, so I'm sure he'll make the best of it.
Of course. Let's go back to the telephone. We have another caller on the line. Okay, so that caller just left us. We still have to see if we can regain contact with Melia Joseph. Back to the overseas line. Good evening, DBS.
Yes, good evening, Ivona. How are you?
I'm doing all right, thank you.
Okay, I'm calling from North Carolina, and I just want to say I'm praying for my Dominican people and my country. Following the storm, it looks very troubling, and it's not encouraging. So I really hope that we are spared the worst, and I hope we suffer no loss of lives. I want to thank you very much for your selfless service. What you're doing is so important, keeping the people informed, and putting good information. Thank the government for the great leadership, and for for giving the people a sense of calm and reassurance that they are being looked after. So I pray that everything goes well. You all stay safe. Thank you for your service. I hope you and your family and all my Dominican people brave the storm, and I wish that nothing will happen to us. Thank you very much. God bless.
Okay, thank you. Take care. Okay, so you're going to hear Hazari, and I'll see, I can come back in a short while. Stick around and listen to DBS, of course. Hazari Williams and Stephen Dangleben, will be coming on shortly.
It's now 28 minutes and moving up to the hour of 8 o'clock. Of course, you were just on with Ivona John Baptist Luge, Program Director here at DBS Radio. Going the extra mile, giving that extra bit of effort to make sure all of our listeners are informed. Gonna take a little break now, of course, well deserved. All right, it seems we have a call. Good evening, caller.
Actually, let me talk to you off your radio straight.
Just had a report there from the Honorable Reginald Austri. We would like to inform Domlec of the situation in the Seven Pie area. Of course, that's in the area of the Seven Pie Primary School where they currently have the shelter. It seems that within that vicinity, close to that vicinity, there is a lamppost that's actually sparking, and it's affecting the other lampposts in the area, turning them on and off frequently. So if there's anything that can be done from Domlec's end, I'm sure it will bring a lot of peace of mind to those residents of Seven Pie who are currently sheltering at that school. So once again, the vicinity of the school in Seven Pie, where they're currently using as a shelter, there's a lamppost that's sparking on and off, creating fires, causing the other lampposts within the area to turn on and off. So hopefully, I know that the situation is definitely terrible out there, but if anything can be done to rectify that situation or to just terminate the hazard, it would be much appreciated. It's now 23 minutes, so moving up to the hour of 8 o'clock, we go across to the telephone. Good evening. You said that you're calling from the Portersville area?
Yes, I am.
And can you give us an update as to the situation?
Where I am by my neighbor, and I'm standing like a cigar and flying all over the place. As to where coming from, I'm not too sure. I like to urge motorists to be careful, and if you have anybody on the street, to be inside, safe inside, because they're looking good.
All right. Thank you so much for calling and informing the general public. Yeah. And I do hope that you remain safe. And,
well, I think I'm safe. Thanks.
All right. Wonderful news. Okay. Stay safe. Thanks for calling.
Thank you. Welcome.
We're hearing of galvanized flying through the streets in Portersville, unsure as to where they originated. But if for whatever reason you are out on the streets, do be careful in that area.
The hurricane season runs from the 1st of June to the 30th of November. Here is a revised list of shelters for the 2017 season. The Northern District, Vacas, Emergency Shelter, the Government School, the Pentecostal Church, Tibo Community Center, Gomier, Beryl Church, the lower floor of that building. In Portsmouth, the Portsmouth Secondary School, Glanvilla, the Seventh-day Adventist Secondary School dormitory, and the Community Center. Capuchin, the Capuchin Resource Center. Clifton, Grace Baptist Church, the upper floor, and the Clifton Resource Center. Cottage, the Community Center. Savant Pie, the Primary School. Tukari, the Catholic Chapel. Bourne, the House of Madonna Charles. Upper Penville, the primary school, the lower floor of the building, the House of Laurel and Lipson Lewis, and the Seventh-day Adventist Church. Lower Penville, the Lower Penville Resource Center. Paybush, the Baptist Church, lower floor, the government school, the lower floor, and the Resource Center. Dodan, the government school. Benz, the upper floor of the primary school, the lower floor of the primary school, and the Seventh-day Adventist Church. Know your emergency shelters.
It's now 15 minutes before 8. Just giving you a little bit of gospel music. And some point after 8, we'll be on with Stephen Dagoban. And our acting general manager, Curtis Matthew. Continue to disseminate the information. Continue to bring you comfort during this trying time. Is impossible for God. This one called Healer, done by Carrie. Wherever you are in tune to the Nation Station, hope this brings you a little bit of peace and mind. If you know the words, sing along. It's now 12 minutes, moving up to the hour of 8 o'clock. Let's go across to the telephone and say good evening to Shazi Louis. Shazi, how are you doing?
I'm good, Hazari, and how are you in Studio One?
Doing pretty good. I hope that you're keeping safe.
Yes, we are.
All right.
I'm calling from the Caleb John Lura Primary School, one of the registered shelters for this hurricane season. And just to let persons know that those who are in the shelter are safe. We're all doing good. We have the 84 persons in our shelter.
Wow.
That is the Caleb John Lura Primary School. In the Baptist Church, the First Grace Baptist Church, we have 31 persons. And in the Seventh-day Adventist Church, we have 4 persons. So we just want to let everyone know that we are safe in St. Joseph. We do not have any electricity. We do not have any water. But the disaster committee, we are well prepared to withstand at least tonight and tomorrow morning and take care of everyone who is in our care. We do have some elderly persons. However, they are well taken care of. They are comfortable, and they will be spending the night with us here, as well as some children.
All right. Well, thank you for that update, Shazi. Do keep safe. And I'd also like to commend you for all that you're doing, you know, as a young person being involved in so many different things, and especially when it comes to times like these, you know, being involved in going out and assisting older persons, you know, assisting them to get into the shelter, and also assisting the personnel at the shelter as well. Thank you so much for everything that you're doing. Do keep safe, and hopefully we'll be able to weather this storm with as little damage as possible.
Well, thank you very much, Hazari.
All right, you're welcome. Have a good evening.
Same to you.
The man Shazi Louis just giving us an update. It's always good when young people get themselves involved. I myself am interested in my own disaster committee there in Bath Estate. Had a talk with the man Paquette some weeks ago, maybe about 3 to 4 weeks ago. Definitely have to look into how I can pursue that. But as a young person, you should get involved. It's the only way that you can make any sort of impact. Just like to commend the man Shazi Louis for all that he's done and is continuing to do. And hopefully he'll be a shining example to other young persons out there. It seems we have another call. Good evening.
Hello, good evening. And how are you doing?
I'm doing good. And what about you?
Well, we are not doing too bad. I'm calling from Bellevue Chopin.
All right. And what's the situation like in Bellevue Chopin?
Oh, we are very windy. I think one house just lost the roof.
Wow.
We are in the shelter right now, and we have about 200 people in our shelter. At the primary school, because we have the Chinese visitors now at the shelter. So, very, very, very windy. I think one house lost the roof, very close to the shelter. So we are just trying to keep as safe as possible.
All right. And what's the electricity situation?
No electricity.
All right.
This afternoon, no electricity.
Okay.
No electricity.
Well, thank you for calling us and giving us that update as to the situation in the Bellevue Chopin area. I hope that you continue to stay safe.
Yes.
And
yes, we will.
And thank you so much for calling in.
Okay, you're welcome.
All right, bye-bye.
Almighty
situation throughout Dominica. I'm sure everybody will express the same sentiment. The wind of Hurricane Maria. Definitely reminiscent of some of the videos that we saw with Hurricane Irma just a few weeks ago. Understand the man Wadix is trying to call in wherever you are. Wadix, hope you're doing well.